Welcome back. So our objective today is to learn how to stop some of Ken's most common gimmicks in Street Fighter 6. Resources and frame data can be found on the Super Combo Wiki, which I'll link down below. Hopefully after watching this video, you'll understand what to do in common situations and how to stop the gimmicks with Zangief. Bookmark this video as a reference to come back to, and let's get after it.
Training.
Okay, so let's start with Dragon Lash. So Light Dragon Lash is -4 for Ken. Now remember, even though this is spacing dependent, Zangief can use Crouching Light Kick into whatever you decide to use as a punish. In Burnout, Light Dragon Lash is 0, so you need to be cautious, but remember that you can press here. Just know that they are more likely to press also, and since you're in Burnout, you might lose. So as you can see here, it's 0, but remember, they might go for a shimmy attempt, so he could back up here, in which case Crouching Light Kick could miss, and Crouching Medium Punch could be a little bit too slow, so you need to be really cautious with your punishes if you're in Burnout. But just remember, it's 0. Okay, next up is Medium Dragon Lash. So Medium Dragon Lash is -7, so Zangief can punish with Heavy Punch or EX SPD. There we go. So as long as it's a reversal, you get a punish counter there. So in Burnout, it's only -3 for Ken, so Ken can block here and not get punish countered. Heavy Dragon Lash is +2 for Ken, so the best way to deal with both versions of this move is to just basically stuff its approach. However, if you block it, you need to wait because it's Ken's turn. And a good punish for this is EX Lariat. You can also use Hell Stab. Standard Lariat also works. Stand Jab will stop him before he gets there. Stand Medium Punch is also a good little swat. Stand Roundhouse also works. Remember that if you're in Burnout, Ken is at more of an advantage. So as you can see here, I'm in Burnout. Ken is +6 here, so you must hold this or stuff it before it hits you. Okay, let's talk about Jinrai kicks. So as you know, Jinrai kicks is just quarter circle forward and the kick button. Okay, so it could be light, medium, and heavy. He says something different on all three versions of these. Okay, so the main thing to keep in mind with Jinrai kicks is that if he finishes with the low, it is generally -5. Okay, so the heavy version of Jinrai kicks is -2, but then obviously Ken can add different inputs right afterwards, right? So he can go Jinrai and then the low, like that. You can go Jinrai overhead, and then he can go Jinrai and then just the mid or the high attack. Okay, so what you need to remember is if he does Jinrai low and you are close, that's -5. So what you can do is a frame perfect SPD there. However, oftentimes they know that they will hold up, they'll backdash, or they'll maybe even mash on block or something like that. Okay, so this is the main one to look out for. Jinrai into the low, that's -5. Right, so on block here I have Zangief set to do EX SPD after low Jinrai. Okay, see how that's a punish counter and reversal? So this definitely does work, but you need to be frame perfect with your SPD. So this will be something to practice. So when you see the Jinrai, if they go low, you get a punish counter. I cannot hold up after this. Okay, so I'm going to turn on my inputs here. So if I do Jinrai low and then I'm holding up, you see my up input here on the left-hand side. I cannot hold up here. Okay, so one more thing to look out for. The medium version of Jinrai kicks has a little bit of a frame trap ability, so to speak, okay? So I have Geef set to do Crouching Light Kick after block, okay? So basically what's going to happen in a second when I turn it on is after I hit him with something, he's going to do a Crouching Light Kick. What I want to show you here is down on the frame meter when I do Jinrai, medium Jinrai, and then I finish with the low, there's only a 1 frame gap here, so watch this. See down here how there's this little gap? So medium Jinrai will seem like you can punish it, but watch what happens when Geef taps his low button here. See that? So if I do the light kick version, right? The light kick version gets stuffed. And even from kind of a far distance, right? They can mash. See how the heavy version you can't mash in between there? Okay, and then let's look at the medium version. So this basically has to be done raw in order for the crouching light kick to come out with Zangief, okay? However, worst case scenario, you block the low, they're -5, you get the punish. I wouldn't say always go for the SPD because they can start looking for that. And so what they'll do is they'll prep this, and then when they see you try to go for SPD, they'll remember that and they'll prep it, and then they'll try to put themselves in a situation where they can get something like this, right? Anyway, that's all for Kin Masters. If you guys know any other gimmicks that Kin uses while he's in the neutral or otherwise, leave me some comments down below and we can talk about them. I'll be down there too. Appreciate you guys pulling up. Take care.